guys, welcome to Think Tank. Hannah and Brooke here. So today I want to have a conversation about a quote unquote compliment that we think that we are giving people sometimes. And this compliment is, hey, it looks like you've lost weight, you look amazing, you look great. Or just, hey, you look like you've lost weight. And that in itself, you are supposed to extract the compliment, right? And while you may think that you are saying something nice, it's really detrimental to a lot of people. It's detrimental to our, our self-concepts and our self-identities and our self-worth, right? When you are saying that your worth is somehow intrinsically tied to your weight.
This might be the basement of political correctness. The ceiling has to be something like, hey, even though Asians score high on tests and do good in school, don't assume that every Asian you meet is intelligent. Like, okay, it's bad to assume things about people just because of their race. I can get on board with that. But now it's, hey, don't compliment someone on weight loss because they might not have intended to lose that weight in the first place. Who exactly is this message intended for, by the way? Are false weight loss compliments a serious issue in America? Are people just running around complimenting people on losing weight? Talk about finding things to lecture people about. Also, nobody thinks that someone's self-worth is tied to weight.
So I want to read you some of this and then we're going to get into a conversation about it. So there's a lot of reasons that people lose weight, right? Not everybody's trying to lose weight, right? We need to remember that because society tells us otherwise, right? We see the constant like skinny teas and protein drinks that are help you slim down and waist trainers and different medical devices that are supposed to help you, all of this stuff. So we're constantly told, hey, everybody is trying to lose weight and you should too. But there's a lot of reasons that people lose weight. One of them being medication changes, mood shifts, illnesses, okay? Now, there's a possibility that someone is working out more and eating better to become healthier, and weight loss just might be a byproduct of that. And praising them just for the way their body looks, not for trying to be healthier, is no longer appropriate, all right? So obviously focusing on weight loss over health and happiness when complimenting someone for losing weight is problematic because it can reinforce a lot of really toxic and fat-phobic ideology and even lead to unhealthy fixations on body size.
I'm willing to bet that Hannah Cranston has never been fat or struggled with weight issues in her entire life. I say this because she does not appear to have much experience with losing weight. One of the best parts about losing weight is the flood of compliments that you receive. Not that compliments matter that much, but it's a nice feeling when everyone you know is like, wow, it looks like you lost weight. You look really good. Losing weight is hard work. Well, unless you live in Venezuela, but in America, losing weight is very difficult. Excuse me for wanting to commend someone for busting their ass. Fat-phobic ideology. Is there really an ideology predicated on the irrational fear of fat people?
Absolutely fucking not.
I have a friend who got the flu.
Okay.
When we were really young, in our early teens. And she was, obviously she's throwing up a lot and
not
all
eating.
this, not eating because she was sick. And she came back to school and everybody told her how great she looked because she'd lost all this weight. They're like, oh, like the flu, like, you look great because you lost all this weight. And she wanted that compliment, right? That really validated her and she developed an eating disorder.
It spiraled.
Yeah, and I've heard this story time and time again.
So let me get this straight. Everyone should avoid complimenting people for weight loss because you might accidentally compliment someone who did not intend to lose weight but also has severe insecurity issues to the point where they develop an eating disorder?
Nigga, get the fuck out of here.
Feeling.
I experienced it and I saw it, but I've heard it over and over again. And our society really correlates weight loss with health, but being thinner doesn't automatically equate to being healthier. And I think that's
seriously.
something we really struggle with.
That is true.
right?
And I think so many times like I always want to be better, and I think even the two of us to each other have both made like body positive, but maybe possibly now looking at it this way, like inappropriate comments to each other. And it's like, I didn't take it that way. I don't think you did either. And it wasn't meant that way in either direction. But should that be something that I just take out of what possibly comes out of my mouth. And I'm thinking probably,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah,
And this was kind of an eye-opener.
It's a learning process.
Yeah, for sure.
It is a learning process. One thing that I have asked from my family and from my friends and from the men in my life is not to talk about their own bodies in a negative way.
Okay.
Because I really try not to talk about my body in a negative way.
Blow it out your ass. Blow it out your ass. Blow it out your ass.
Good.
And I think when you hear other people, even if they're talking about their own bodies in a negative way, you start to think, well, does my body look like that? Should I be concerned
can I
about
do
that?
better?
Da, 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 da. And it starts spiraling. Negative body talk is contagious.
Wrong.
It really, really is. And so removing that and removing discussions about our body and the way it looks is something that we need to get better at as a society. And talking about how it feels, great.
Sure, right.
You want to feel good. You want to be healthy, right? If you go to the doctor and you're healthy, but you're stereotypically or what society deems as fat, like F the haters. Like you are healthy. If you're happy in your body, like own that. But we need to stop praising people for losing weight, for getting thinner, to getting smaller, because that's not the epitome of health.
While this is certainly true, it's not a justification for telling people to not praise others for weight loss. Have you ever considered that compliments might actually be encouraging to people who are in the process of losing weight? Like if someone is really overweight, say by 80 pounds, and they make it a goal to lose 80 pounds, telling them that they look like they lost a few after 15 or 20 pounds goes a long fucking way. Even if they have a scale at home for proof and notice that their pants are getting loose, hearing feedback from peers is very encouraging. Again, I highly doubt that Hannah Cranston has ever been fat.
Not everybody wants to be smaller or thinner, and we need to move away from that fat phobic, conversation.
Fat phobic is not real.
No, we do it because we want people to just be happy with themselves. And what if you have someone who's happy with themselves, absolutely fine with themselves, and then they get sick, they lose a lot of weight? That's temporary usually, and then you get all these compliments. You do start to think, was something wrong with me before? And then in a couple weeks, is something wrong with me? It's like, it could, you think you're being nice, but not everyone needs to hear that. And there's so many other things you could say.
Welcome to Think Tank, where intentions mean dick, so everyone has to shut up.
To your friends, you should not be commenting on strangers' bodies at all in any way. And you're right, like could it be something, does it hurt to just take that out of all of our, compliment box?
Yeah.
And it didn't hurt at all.
No, I think that this could be a really good move to creating people who feel better about their bodies.
Yeah.
I'm all about body positivity, and part of that is accepting your body, loving your body, and loving other people's bodies. Like I think especially, like let's be real, as women, we have been trained. We have been trained by media, we have been trained by women's magazines, we have been trained by, society and our experience in society to always compare ourselves to others.
Notice how she keeps speaking in collectivist terms.
We as a society teaches us, we as women.
I especially want to address the last one because I hear it a lot.
Society trains us.
What the fuck does that even mean? Is that how people behave? People just go with some arbitrary flow, acting on the whims of whatever society deems as cool or acceptable? Society is full of nothing but herd runners. Let's assume this is true for a second. So what? If people suddenly decided that being fat was cool, then everyone would just intentionally eat themselves into obesity? Everyone would just be like, yeah, I know there are health risks and it's harder to play sports and it's harder to breathe and you have less energy and sitting in small spaces is uncomfortable and eating a lot of food is more expensive and it's really hard on the joints, but fuck it. Society has decided that being fat is cool.
That's ridiculous!
If people are making decisions and living their lives by what society tells them, then there are bigger problems than carelessly distributing false compliments because the culture is full of unthinking morons. Anyway, now that complimenting people for weight loss is politically incorrect, now everyone has a moral duty to do it 3 times as much.